Today on Dylan Talks Tone, we're going to talk about the difference between a regular P90 and a Jazzmaster pickup. Well, how's it going? My name is Dylan. This is Dylan Talks Tone. Before we get started, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Somewhere down here on the bottom, there's probably a button to subscribe. We do all kinds of stuff about guitar tone. We do all kinds of stuff about guitar construction and setup. I know you'll dig it. We've got like over 200 videos. Please subscribe. All right, so let's talk about this. This is kind of an interesting misconception or a interchange of terms that inaccurately happens on the internet all the time. You hear somebody, especially talking about their Jazzmaster, they'll say, well, I've got the stock P90s in it. And because of that, a lot of confusion has come up that they are interchangeable or that they do have the same tone or that sort of thing. But in fact, they're very, very different. The dimensions are different, the construction is different, even how they even make sound is different. So I'm going to show you those differences, and so now you know what to look for. Alright, so let's first talk about what a Jazzmaster pickup is, because it's kind of a simpler design. And let's talk about specifically the dimensions of it, so and the construction. So this is a Jazzmaster pickup. As you can see, it has pull pieces kind of like a Stratocaster, so they're 1/8/7. Now this is a vintage style one. There are some recreations that do it differently, but this is kind of more vintage style. So this is a 0.187 inch diameter pull piece magnet, kind of like a Strat, right? Like you push the magnet through the bobbin, like sort of like a Strat, and you notice it kind of sticks out a little bit on both sides. Okay, they are about a 1/2 inch tall. Okay, and then that makes this coil on the inside a little bit less, or right around 1/8 of an inch tall. Okay, so it's very, very short, and you can see how full that bobbin is. So it looks like the bobbin is a relatively same size as a P90, but it's actually a completely different construction. Very, very short, and not much magnet here. This is actually not a very strong magnet setup. Okay, so now let's move over to a P90. Now I don't have the whole thing here, we just have the cover and the bobbin, but here is the difference. Okay, now this is a plastic bobbin P90. You can make them with fiber like this, but the main difference that we want to talk about, there's two main differences. One is this is a 1/4 of an inch tall, not 1/8 of an inch tall, and as you can see, the coil is actually smaller this way and taller this way, given the same number of winds. And as you'll notice also, screws go in the middle here, and then a bar magnet goes here and a bar magnet goes here. So the construction is completely different. P90s have a lot more magnet to them. They have a lot more magnet. Now an early P90 does have this style of magnet, but the coil is still taller and fatter. It's taller this way, and actually taller this way and more narrow this way. This is shorter this way and wider this way. Okay, and you might say, well, that doesn't make that much difference, but the magnet strength is so much higher on this, and the coil strength is so much different than this. It doesn't seem like it measuring with a piece of tape measure, but it makes a massive difference in tone. So there's a ton of difference. Completely different magnets here than here, completely different coil dimensions than here to here. You really cannot even compare these when it comes to trying to compare tone. They're completely different pickups altogether. Well, I hope that helps understanding the difference between a regular P90 and a Jazzmaster pickup. If you have any questions about this or anything else, you can hit me in the comments, or you can find us all over the social medias at Dylan Talks Tone or Dylan Pickups. Again, my name is Dylan, and this has been Dylan Talks Tone. We'll see you next time.